Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Excalibur Phoenix, which is Rachel Summers. And this figure is sold out. So, I'll put a link in the description below in case they get more in and you guys want to get one, but apparently this thing was popular, or they made it in really low numbers. I'm guessing it's just super popular. So let's do a question of the day. How do you feel about this character, this version of Rachel Summers, where she's the Phoenix in the Dominatrix outfit with the hair that's the same as the kid from Terminator 2. Let me know how you guys feel about this character design, and maybe it's a really popular story arc, I don't know. But let me know, because it's sold out and that's interesting, and the figure is making a lot of people really mad, and we're going to talk about all of it. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is the same packaging we keep getting for all of these comic retro card things. It's fine if you like the packaging. If you keep the packaging, it looks good. The little comic looks nice, even though it looks goofy. It's goofy as an accessory, but it looks nice to display, is what I'm saying. And there you go. So it's yeah, it's what it is. Okay, who cares? Let's talk about the figure. This one, like I said, it's not in stock, but I'll put a link just in case it comes back. That often happens. Very few Marvel Legends actually sell out and stay sold out at the time of their release. Eventually they will. She's just about 6 inches, not counting her hair. Let's say 6 1/8, including the hair, give or take just a little bit, and it's going to be about 15.4 and then 15.6 centimeters. Here she is up against Darwin. I'd say scaling is fine. She's probably a little tall, but not so bad. All right, I want to get one thing out of the way first, and that is, if I don't mention a color disparity between plastics, it means it's not bad to the naked eye, especially without the studio lighting. Sometimes you guys say, hey, it looks terrible on camera, why didn't you mention it? It's because either I can't see it, and it gets picked up funny on the camera, or because it's not really bad outside of the studio lighting. This figure, for instance, to me right now, this looks like it doesn't match this, and it won't because they're different plastics, but it looks noticeable. But I think on camera it looks the same, and then before I put it in front of the studio lights, it looked fine too. So I'm not going to mention it other than to use it as an example, okay? But yeah, you're always going to have some disparity between the hard plastic and the soft. So just be aware of that. Okay, so let's talk about this. It's a super bare bones figure. I have to say, it's not a bad sculpt though. It for being a very slender sculpt, which is fine, especially for this character, that's pretty good anatomy. That looks pretty nice. I think they nailed it. And we do obviously have some new parts here, of course. Whoever sculpted this, they put a lot of effort into right there. You would think it was one of Todd McFarlane's sculptors, because there's a cake situation going on here. The rest of the figure, it's like, yeah, it looks reasonably anatomically correct and detailed, but then all of a sudden we get a super detailed, whatever those divots are. I mean, I know why they're there, I don't know what they're called. And a butt crack, so that's interesting. But yeah, the sculpt is nice. And the little spikies, for the hard plastic, they're actually poking through, which I don't know why. Maybe they had trouble molding the ABS with the little spikes, so they had to poke them through, but it actually works if you don't look super close. Let's do this. You can see the holes a little bit around them, but it looks nice because it's nice and clean, and then all the PVC ones, they're painted on, and they look like butts compared, but it still looks decent. Like, the little spikes are fine. They're painted well enough that I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, that's it. The body is super bare bones as a result, and they did a horrible job painting the neck. It's not the right color, really. It's close enough, I guess, but it's not painted well at all, so that sucks. But then we have the head, which, man, I don't know who did this. I know it's not Hasbro's fault, but yeah, that is basically the hair from the kid from Terminator 2. I don't know if he had a rat tail. Maybe he just had the mullet and they braided it for her. But that is not a good look. This lady definitely doesn't use deodorant, but the face is super pretty. They did a good job with the sculpt and the paint. The hair does have shading in it. I mean, that's a character design choice, so I can't fault Hasbro. It looks good. I can't really complain. We'll include the accessories in the aesthetic portion, kind of. It looks good with the accessories, but we'll talk about those in a minute. So, for what it is, it looks nice. It's still super... This is not an expensive figure. It shouldn't be. This should be like $15 because it's just bare bones. But it looks nice. So if you're figuring the fact that it's a basic figure that looks nice, I'd go like 7 out of 10 for the price point. But if you're not counting that, 8.5, because it looks good for what it is. Can't fault them. All right, now as far as accessories go, this is where everybody got mad. It was shown having an extra set of hands. It was shown having the 2 open hands here, 2 fist hands, and 2 gripping hands. They removed one of each of those second sets. And so I think there's a case to be made for false advertising, honestly. It says everywhere that I've seen, it comes with 2 option sets of hands, 2 interchangeable sets of hands. Now, of course, you could read that as 2 total or 6 total, depends. But the photos show 6, and I think that would be enough. Now, I don't know what you're going to do about it for a $30 figure, but I think the retailers should take up a little bit of an issue with Hasbro and maybe get something done about that. Because they're the ones that are going to have to deal with it primarily. But yeah, she only has the 4 hands, so 1 fist hand and 1 gripping hand. Cheap ass Hasbro. And then we do have an alternate head with the Naruti paint job on it, and that's done well also. But oof, man, this... Why'd they give her hair like this? That's gotta be the worst haircut ever for anyone, really, but especially a lady. Terrible. We do get the Excalibur comic, which the front looks nice. The back has nothing on it. It's on white plastic, so that's nice. And then we have these things, her Phoenix wings. And I haven't done anything with these yet. I wanted to do this with you guys for the first time to see how well they actually work. So, do we actually have to slide her? Okay, that's smart of Hasbro. You have to actually slide them on so that they stay on a little bit better. So that's good. They don't just clip on and fall off. So that's good. But the spikies maybe make it an issue. It feels to me like they're not really meant to go on farther than the wrist, which looks like, yeah, that's how it lines up. Yeah, it works. I can't be upset about that. It works. That looks pretty good. I mean, for a Hasbro accessory, this is perfectly acceptable. There's no real complaint. It's nicely translucent, saturated, stays on well. Yeah, I'm happy with it. So yeah, we get the Phoenix wings, so that is a good thing. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but that is fine. So accessory-wise, I will go 8 out of 10. If you don't count the fact that we got shafted 2 hands. If you do count that, then 0 out of 10, I guess. I don't know, you decide what you want. But she has an alternate head, alternate hands, and the fire accessory. So if it wasn't for the false advertising, I don't think many people would be complaining too much. Okay, now let's talk about the articulation. A lot of new parts here. The whole upper body is new. Except for like the hands, I guess. But let's see. Let's see how it works. Oh, they still use that joint, which we already saw, of course. But it's ugly. It's still so limited in its usability. Oh, that's the problem right there. Like, you can wiggle it a little bit, but you can't effectively make people look good with this type of neck joint. It's so antiquated, it's so dated, it's so limiting. If you're going to do this, you at least have to put a peg at the bottom of the neck so the whole neck can rotate. This joint needs to be done away with. It's not good enough, and I don't care who says it's good. It's not. Without neck rotation, the disc hinge is not good for necks. Double ball peg is the way to go for sure. If you have to pick, that's the one. But at least put a neck rotation in there. All right, shoulders work nicely. Watch out for the nubbins. You do get up to horizontal though, so that's good. But don't shear off these PVC nubbins. They are PVC, and they will nubbin. They will shear off. All right, rotation there, everything. It works normal. It's a naked body, basically. If it doesn't work, Hasbro really needs to go back to the drawing board. Wrists work. All right, the torso though. Let's see if the torso works. I don't think it's gonna. It leans forward just a little bit, not much. Leans back a lot. It gets a little gappy, but not too bad. You can just adjust it. So at least it leans back nicely for like a flight pose. This color looks way different from this color right now. If it does for you guys, remember, if you're just seeing this part, it doesn't outside of the studio lights, or at least not to the same degree. It's not a real big deal. But right now, to me, it does. So I'm just wanted to make sure if you didn't see the beginning, you understand what's going on. It does lean to the side nicely. It does, of course, rotate, but leaning forward sucks. All right, for the hips, let's see. They go out to the side pretty well, better than 45. It's not a ton, but it's definitely enough, especially considering they did what they're supposed to do and didn't make it hugely gappy, so that's great. Kicks forward, up to horizontal, that's fine. It's a basic hip joint, but it's perfectly adequate. No problems there. Thigh swivel is gonna thigh swivel. Double jointed knee works pretty well. Proportioning, you can see, is pretty good. This is what I can't speak. This is what you want basically. You want this whole section to be the same size as this whole section. Give or take. It doesn't have to be exact, and you always want to favor this in terms of length. But it's close enough that it's fine. And then the ankles go back and they go forward. We've seen that before. Ankle rocker is okay. It's still pretty gummy plastic, but it's not bad. Her articulation, not counting the head, it's fine. I mean, for a more limited body without butterflies and stuff, it still poses pretty well. 7.5, I guess, because it still has stupid things like the head, but yeah, it works all right. And still no lower torso articulation. So 7.5, it is good enough. It'll pose for what you need it to do. All right, now it's time for the final verdict. Is this a really good release? Well, it's kind of good for Hasbro. It's a pretty basic figure, but they didn't really screw anything up other than the advertising. So, I don't know. I mean, you can't call me a Hasbro hater. I hate bad products. This figure's not a bad product. Is it overpriced? Sure. Yes, of course. All Hasbro Marvel Legends are for the most part, and this one's, well, it has new sculpt, so it's worth like $50, I guess, using their logic, but it's perfectly adequate other than the missing hands. So if you're not counting that, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. Easy for Hasbro Marvel Legends standards. It's perfectly fine. If you're upset about the hands, then obviously deduct points as you see fit. But it's a good enough sculpt. It looks like the source material. It has enough accessories other than the missing hands, and I'm not upset about anything, really, other than that hairstyle. That's the worst part. So there it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I'm done. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.